Hello again. Here is a question 10, and this question is on algebra. Okay, so on the first part here it says find the value of 3p plus 7q if p is 2 and q is 11. Okay, so the solution here is quite simple. All what we have to do is just we open brackets for each letter in the expression. Okay, so this means that we have to do what? Something like this. We say equals, right? And then we have a 3, then we open brackets for p plus 7, then we open brackets for q. Okay, and then after that we have to replace the letters with the given values. So this means that we need to put the value of p as 2 right here, and the value of q as right. So the first term is 3 times 2 is 6, plus the second term here is 7 times 11 is 77, all right? And if we add both of them, we will get the answer, which is 83, okay? And that's the correct answer for this part. And also we can get the answer using the calculator, okay? For example, what we have to do here, we just need to type 3, then brackets, then 2, brackets plus 7 brackets and 11 and then brackets, and then we get the answer, which is also 83. And in the second part here it says multiply out and simplify this expression. Okay, so what we have to do here is just to remove the brackets first. Okay, and this means that we have to do 2 by the 5a and then 2 by the minus 3. Okay, and that gives me, so what we have if we say 2 times 5a, so we have the same sign here, which is a plus, we keep it the same plus. Okay, so we say 2 times 5, we have 10, and then there is no other a in the expression, so we keep it the same a. Okay, so it's meaning that 2 times 5a is 10a. Okay, and then about the second term, when we do 2 by minus 3, so plus multiply by minus, we keep it minus, right? And then 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, and then we write down the rest of the expression. Okay, 7 plus 7. Now we have to do what? We have to circle like terms. Okay, so as we know that here, so for example, if we look at here, we have 10a, right? 10a and minus 4a are like terms. Okay, and also we know that minus 6, okay, and plus 7 are like terms. Okay, so here this gives me, if we say 10a minus 4a, we have 6a, right? And then for the other one, we have minus 6 plus 7. We can say 7 minus 6, we have plus 1, right? So the correct answer is 6a plus 1. Okay, and that's for the second part. We also need to note that we cannot add 1 to the 6a because those two terms are not like terms. Okay, so we need to be very careful. Okay, and in the third part here it says solve the following equation in y. So we have 8y plus 4 equals 2y minus 8. So we need to find the value of y here. Okay, so the first step here is that we need to bring all letters to be on one side of the equals, and we bring all numbers to the other side of the equals. Okay, so this means that we have to move, for example, we move the term of 2y from the right side to be on the left side, and also we need to bring the term of plus 4 from this side to the other side. Okay, and here remember that when we move a term from one side of the equals to the other, we need to change the sign in front of it, in front of the term. Okay, so here what we can say, we can write down 8y. Okay, and then when we bring 2y from right side to the other side, we need to change the sign. So we have plus 2y, and then this should be minus 2y. That's very important. And then we have the equals in the middle here. And then we also, when we move before that, we write down the minus 8 from the right side. And then when we bring plus 4 over from this side to the other side, we have to change the sign. So the sign here should be minus 4, right? That's very important. Okay, now we are on like terms. So 8y minus 2y, we have 6y, right? And then equals, and on the right side, it says minus 8 minus 4, and that gives me minus 12, right? Also, you can use the calculator to get the answer. So minus 8 minus 4 equals minus 12. Now, to get the value of y here, okay, we need to get rid of the 6 here, of the parameter, the value 6. So we can do that by dividing the both sides by 6. Okay, meaning that here we can just say, like, it's very simple, like I've divided by 6 here, and also here divided by also by 6. Okay, so what we have, 6y divided by 6, that gives me y, and then on the other side we have minus 12 divided by 6, we have minus 2. Right? And that's the correct answer for the third part of the question. Okay, and in part D here, it says factorize a quadratic expression. This one, okay? And they have given you a part of the solution. Okay, and when we look at it, we see that we have a trinomial. Okay, we have two factors. Okay, and they have given you, one factor, and we need to find the other factor as well. Okay, and how to do that? So when we deal with the trinomials, we see that, when we have an x sitting in one factor, this means that we have another x should be sitting in the other factor. So we write down here another x, right? Okay, so when we multiply, we say x times x, we have x squared. Okay, now we need to find the second term here. Okay, so there is a sign, a number with a sign. So there is a number here and a sign. Okay, so first let's define the sign here, the sign of the second term from this factor. How to get the sign? We need to look at the sign of the third term in of the expression. Okay, so we have a plus here. So to get a plus, this means that we need to, if we multiply minus by minus here, then we can get a plus. Okay, you got my point? So that's very important here. We have to write it down, minus. Okay, why minus? Because when we multiply minus by minus, we get plus. Okay, which is the sign of the third term. Okay, and finally we just need to find the number here. So how to get this number here in trinomials? Okay, to get this number, we just need to take the value of the third term, and we divide it by the second term from this factor. Okay, so when we say 21 divided by 3, what we have 7. Okay, so when we say here we have 7, right? For example, if we multiply 3 times 7, we get the value of the third term. Okay, that's very important. So the first thing is that we have to find the sign of the second, the second term of this factor, and also we need to find the value of the term of the second term. Okay, sign and a value or a number. This means that the second factor is x minus 7, and that's the correct answer for this part. That's the correct answer for this part.